the clinical coordinator for New Beginnings in Owensboro, and she joins us today to talk about the organization and how it's currently doing business in these crazy days of the novel coronavirus. Good morning.
Good morning.
So good to see you. Let's talk about telehealth. We're hearing that phrase a lot more than we ever have in the past, all these days of delivering services. So let's talk about your telehealth.
So here at New Beginnings, we offer services for anybody who's been affected by sexual assault and victimization. So the recent barrier with the coronavirus is we're now offering telehealth. And so with that, individuals who have smart devices, tablets, phones, we're able to have services with them through the telehealth platforms, so we can continue to offer those great services that we offer with medical, legal advocacy, and individual therapy. It's something that we know we need to eliminate that barrier so we continue to offer amazing services to our clients here in the Grad area.
How long have you been offering services?
I personally have been at New Beginnings for 10 years, and we recently just started the telehealth. It was maybe a month before the pandemic hit. We were trying to address barriers for individuals who lived in rural communities who maybe couldn't come in. And so it's good that we got a kickstart on that so we could get a little bit more comfortable as now we're 100% doing telehealth right now.
Well, let's talk about that atmosphere, because a lot of what you do is sort of eye contact and really making that personal contact. But is the telehealth in a way providing a safer space for people who have been victims?
I think that is the great part about telehealth is with the practitioners here and the advocates, we're aware of that and we start that conversation. What does that look like? How can we be comfortable? How can we help create that safe space in your home? Where can you go to feel confidential, whether it is so our conversation can be more confidential. So it's really about that communication of letting your therapist know what's going to be best for you or the advocate to know, and then us as clinicians making sure we're asking those questions so we can get a plan together for each individual client to know what's going to be best for them.
Well, and that's a question that I have too. What services, once you've really assessed what this particular person needs, where do you direct them from there? Because I'm guessing the needs are as individual as the person.
You're exactly right. So we see anybody affected by sexual victimization, so that could mean the individual who was abused, but that it could also mean anybody else who was affected. So that could be a parent, a friend, a sibling, and we offer services for them as well, which would be on an emotional support basis. And then the individuals who have been affected, we talk to them and we start with their goals of what they're wanting to see in therapy. So we work a lot with coping skills, grounding techniques, any part of their day-to-day life that's affected. And then we are actually doing trauma-based approaches in therapy so we can process through their sexual assault and victimization.
Becky, can you give our audience a sense of the difference, compare what happens in the life of a person who's a victim of assault, as we're talking about here, who gets the therapy and gets the service, and the other person who sort of tamps all this down and keeps it inside?
I think that we need to know that when individuals contact us, that they're ready. They're ready to learn some things. They're ready to be educated and to know how they can be provided skills that they're going to use. So we like to say that we have a tool belt with all these tools, and then we teach that individual how to use them. So when they're out with family members or work or home or going to the grocery store, that they can identify their triggers, their reactions, and how they can use their coping skills to be able to bring themselves down if they are anxious or feeling sadness, as opposed to an individual who may not even be able to identify that they feel that way. And so a big part of what we do is give individuals those skills, and so that they can go on their day-to-day lives and know how to manage the feelings that come up, whether they could be a trigger just based on their own history of assault or normal day-to-day life stressors that we all have.
Becky, thank you so much. This is so important, and I know the need is great. So thank you for what you do, and thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with more local lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.